Alright guys, so I'm excited to bring you guys this video, especially for all my shooter fans out there, for people who enjoy games in VR such as Pavlov, Contractors, and Onward. I think you guys are going to enjoy this video. What we have here is something called the ProTubeVR. It's basically a gun stock for VR that lets you basically hold a virtual gun that you're holding in VR, but now you actually have something physical to actually hold. And it's basically supposed to give you more control, give you more of a accurate feel, and let you shoot better in VR. And obviously, what they say is being more immersed in VR in these games. But we're going to go ahead and put that through its paces right now. I'm going to show you guys some gameplay of me playing some Contractors, see how it actually feels, how it actually looks, and how it actually works in these games. And then we're going to go ahead and talk about the build quality of this thing, who it's actually for, if it's actually worth the price tag, and if it actually does give you more immersion in these games, or if this is just a gimmick. So, let's go ahead and dive in and take a look.
Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a recce is the gaming tech, techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie.
Alright, so this is the unboxing of how it actually came in. These are the two pieces of paper that it came with. This is a little bit of an instruction guide on how to set it up, and here is the actual unit itself. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let's open this up and see what this looks like inside. Taking this right out of the package, it's already looking pretty good. It's got the looks like it's got a sticker and an Allen wrench here to tighten up certain areas of it. And I'm really liking the way that this looks right off the bat. This is the slingshot, basically, that you attach to it to sling it on your body. And here's the actual unit itself. It comes compact, as you can see. And if you open it up here, it's got this nice carbon fiber look. I ordered the carbon fiber tips for the controllers and stuff, and it also has the chrome actual body as well. But it looks sleek. Now let's go ahead and dive into some actual gameplay with this thing. Alright guys, so we're going to show you a little bit of gameplay here of Contractors, so you guys can see how well this works. You can see here I have the gun here in the main menu. You can shoot. You take this thing out. Press the button to reload the ammo. You grab an ammo. Reload that. Put this back in the front, and you're ready to hold on to again. Let's go ahead and get into a quick match here, just to give you guys an idea. Alright guys, here we go.
Really? Who's not? Oh, I'm dead. Oh, he ran up on me. I like that. I like that.
Got him. Ah, fuck, I was reloading. That was a good round, that was a good round. You guys can kind of see what's going on. And how Gunstock can easily improve your aim there, as you guys can see already.
Right there.
What a bitch.
Cut.
You got lucky you came from behind. Can't do anything about that. Well, you could sit down though. don't sit there reloading. That ain't cool. Oh, got him in the air. Let's go.
My tracking is just dying.
Got two of them.
Get him. Yeah, I got him. Oh, my tracking was fucked up. Came so close and his battery dying is like a worse fucking tracker. No.
I
wanted to-
A bunch of bullshit.
That's what.
Sorry, you're gaming. Didn't mean to do that.
It's alright.
It's too bad they spawn these things so close to each other, because if you let the guy live, then he kills you.
Yeah. It's my first game with a Gunstock. That was pretty good.
I've never been able to get used to a gun stock.
That was literally my first game with it.
How'd it work out?
Alright guys, so that gives you a little bit of a taste of what Contractors is like. Let's go ahead and get to the table now. Let's talk about it together. Let's see what I think about this Gunstock overall and if it's worth our time and money. Alright guys, so that was some gameplay on Contractors, so you guys get an idea of what this feels like when you're actually in VR. Now, this ProTubeVR thing, I heard a lot about it before I received this from them, and I didn't know exactly what to expect. I know a lot of people talked about it. I'm not really like a hardcore FPS person, but I really like shooters in general. You know, I've been playing shooters for a long time now on consoles and PC, and I've always enjoyed Pavlov and Contractors in VR. It's a game I play, you know, on a pretty regular basis in VR, and you know, I was excited to play this because I was wondering if this was going to take the experience up another notch like I've been hearing some rumblings about. Of course, I was really excited to set this thing up. And you guys can see here the design of this thing. So this is the back, and this is the... You can change this to be completely straight. There's 3 points you can change. You can change this right here, this one in the middle, and then this one at the end. So you can bend this one up and down to you know, depending on the gun that you're using in game. This is a pretty good standard setup for my size person and my arm length for basically all like rifles and, you know, assault rifles and stuff like that. Seem to work really well with this thing for me. Pistols, as you guys saw, you just take out kind of the front one and the back one, and you let the other one go, and you let the rest of this piece go, and you shoot the pistol and you put it back. And like I said, there's a lot of things you can adjust and stuff for the guns to fit here. Now, what I really like about this is this magnetic cup situation here. Obviously, a lot of these gun games rely on you obviously having to, you know, reload yourself, because that gives you more immersion that you actually have to reload the guns and stuff. And I wasn't sure how I was actually going to fit with that. I've only had this for 2 days, and these magnet cups are awesome. You basically pull this out like this. The magnets are really strong, and this basically makes it seem like you took your hand off the gun. Now you can go in here and, you know, take the, if you need to pull the ammo out or press the A on this to let it release, you grab it from your belt, you put it back in, and then muscle memory, after a few different tries of doing it, will let you know that when you're in VR, hey, it's right here. This is where my gun's always been sitting, and you'll pop it back in there with ease. It took me like a game or two to get used to it, and I was already like pretty easily putting it back in there and not having much issue with it. And the magnetic cups that they upgraded the 2.0 version of this thing to is a must-own in my opinion. You need to get the magnetic cups because it makes it so much easier to take in and out as opposed to, you know, taking this whole thing out. And this kind of suctions in here, and it doesn't actually fall out very easily. Unless if you put a good amount of pressure to take it out, but so it securely holds it in there. And the build quality of this thing is really nice. So the cups, I got them in carbon fiber. The back over here is also carbon fiber. And this right here is some chrome material here in the center, which is really nice and really sturdy and really stable. I haven't had any issues with this. This feels like it's built like a tank. Really solid build here. And of course it comes with this strap that you can put over your head that I was wearing as well. So as far as the build quality, I'm really happy with it. Now, speaking of the immersion of the games, does it actually give you more immersion in these games? Does it make you feel like Does it make you feel like you're actually holding a gun? 100% it does. When I was playing Contractors that you guys saw there, I know 15 and 13 might not seem that great to most people, but for somebody who just, started using this thing and stuff, that dramatically increased how I was doing when I wasn't playing with this thing. The added, being able to play this and actually have really, really solid, accuracy when you're playing. And it's not just the accuracy. Of course you get more accuracy because you're able to hold it in the position and stuff like this, and you can really aim down your sights. But just the fun factor, the immersion factor of you being in there, making it feel like you're actually holding this rifle and stuff, just feels really, really, solid. Adds another layer to the game. It makes me really want to play these shooters even more, just because now I own this thing, because it's just so much fun to hold the gun now. It makes you feel like you're actually holding in a gun, which is what I really miss from PC VR, because like the aim controller on the PSVR, I wish there was something that was similar to on the PC, and this is basically what the answer is, and this thing is solid. This is exactly what I was kind of looking for on the PC side of VR for gun games, because the aim control is just fantastic for the immersion factor on PSVR, and now we got a kind of answer on the PC side. And, a lot of the games have built-in collaboration, so it makes it easy. I would advise you guys to possibly go into Contractors. That seems like the easiest and best way to go in there and actually do this and calibrate it. Once you have it calibrated in there, I was immediately able to go into Pavlov right after that without any other necessary things I had to do, and go right in there. Obviously, if the gun is really small, but not as small as a pistol and stuff, and you want to still be able to use this, you could move this back a little bit like that, and kind of use the gun like that, because this has different points you can use it at. Or you can move this whole bracket here in the front. You can leave this a little bit looser. Like right now I have mine sturdy set this way, because 90% of the guns I've been using in the games work really well like this. But if you need to move it up a little bit, it has like 3 different notches that you can move it in. So quickly in the game you can kind of notch it up 1, 2, or 3, or down 1 to get those smaller guns working right away. I know Standout, the VR Battle Royale game, is a little bit more involved as far as like the different guns you get and stuff. So you will be moving this a lot more in games like Standout to get the optimal feel. Doesn't mean you can't play just like this with the rifles and stuff, but just to get the optimal feel. But Pavlov and Contractors, the two games that I play the most, and Onward as well, seem to work really well with just calibrating it in Contractors, and it kind of goes through it and works with 90% of the guns that I was playing with in the other 2 games. So really easy setup. It comes in a box that's obviously all shrunk together, like I showed you guys in the beginning. With the setup was really easy. You just kind of expand it and pop these in here, and then you go into the calibration tool. It takes about probably like 10-15 minutes to get it calibrated to your liking. I might make tweaks to mine. I might find that, this being up a little bit more eventually might feel a little bit better for the games, but right now this is a really solid way that I'm using this thing. And guys, I'm really happy with this thing. The build quality is awesome. It's compatible with obviously any game that lets you hold a gun, because there's nothing stopping them from doing so. It just makes it easier if they actually have calibration in there. But other games that use rifles and stuff, I've seen people use this in Rec Royale in a rec room, so you could use it in there and stuff for some of the rifles and stuff like that. So you can use it in anything you want. And I'm really, really happy with this thing. And there's not much else I can say about it. It's built really well. The build quality is great, compatible with all the games that I actually like. And it just really adds to the immersion factor, and it's so much fun here to play with. And I think this is something that if you guys are really big shooter fans, really big Pavlov and Contractors and Onward fans on the PC, I kind of think this is a must-own. I think everybody who plays those games, on a semi-consistent basis needs to get one of these things. The only negative thing to say about it is obviously it's not cheap. It's made really well, but, you got to... I think it starts at $80, and then as you add these carbon things here and here, it adds a little bit more. I believe this exact setup is $135 European, so a little bit more on the US. So, but I definitely think it's worth it if you play shooters all the time in VR on PC. So guys, if you guys have any questions about this thing at all, go ahead and leave them down below, and I'll answer anything you guys ask. As always, guys, thank you guys for watching. Till next time.
Tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie, gaming tech. Eating brekkie is the gaming tech, going for a recce is the gaming tech, gaming techie is the gaming tech, gaming techie.